This is the Astercook 21 PCS pots and pan set. I've had this for a bit now, and a few people asked me about it, so here's my take. The main reason I wanted this set was the removable handle design. My kitchen storage is limited, and regular pans take up a lot of space because of their handles. These pans stack inside each other, so the whole set uses much less cabinet space than my older cookware. The set comes with frying pans, saucepans, a sauté pan, glass cooking lids, plastic storage lids, 2 removable handles, pan protectors, and several cooking utensils. The 21 pieces includes all those accessories, so it is not 21 separate pots and pans. I think that is worth knowing before buying. When I picked up the pans, they felt lighter than the stainless steel cookware I've used. They do not feel heavy or hard to move around. That has been useful when I'm making something simple like eggs, pasta, rice, or a small one-pan dinner. Setting up the handles took me a few tries. I line up the handle with the edge of the pan, clamp it in place, and check that it is fully locked before lifting anything. The locking system feels secure when it is attached correctly, but I never assume it is locked just because I hear a click. I give it a light pull before moving a pan with hot food. That is probably the biggest safety point with this set. I would not lift a full pot until I had checked the handle. I also would not attach or remove it while holding the pan in the air. I keep the pan flat on the stove or counter and then operate the handle. In daily cooking, the ceramic surface has been easy to use. Eggs and pancakes release without much oil. Fish has also been easier to turn than it was in some of my older pans. I still use a small amount of oil because I prefer the result, but I do not need a lot. The pans heat up quickly. I learned that medium heat is usually enough. When I used the same burner setting that I use with thicker stainless steel pans, the bottom got hotter than I expected. Food can start browning or sticking around the center if I leave the heat too high. For rice, sauces, and pasta, I keep the burner low and stir a little more often. The quick heating is convenient, but it also means I need to pay attention. This is not the cookware I would choose for very high heat cooking or hard searing. The capacity works well for my normal daily meals. I have enough options for breakfast, side dishes, sauces, and a dinner for a small household. If I were regularly cooking large portions for a big family, I might want a larger stockpot in addition to this set. I have used it on a standard stovetop, and the magnetic base also makes it compatible with induction. The bottoms sit flat on the cooking surface. Compared with some lightweight pans I've tried, these feel more stable when stirring. The removable handle is also useful when I have several pans on the stove. I can detach it after placing a pan where I want it, then use the same handle on another pan. This leaves more room between the burners. I make sure the pan is stable before removing the handle, and I use an oven mitt if the pan has been heating. With the handles removed, the pans can go into the oven. I always check the temperature guidance in the manual before doing that, and I keep the plastic handles and storage lids out of the oven. Going from the stove to the oven in the same pan cuts down on extra dishes. The glass lids have silicone around the edges. They sit quietly on the pans and do not scrape the ceramic rim. The storage lids are useful for putting leftovers in the refrigerator, though mine do not feel as tight as a dedicated food container. I keep the pan level and do not treat the lid as leak-proof. Cleaning has been simple when I wash the pans soon after they cool. Warm water, mild dish soap, and a soft sponge usually remove everything. I do not put them straight into cold water while they are hot because that sudden temperature change can affect the pan. I also hand wash the set instead of using the dishwasher. It takes a little more time, but ceramic coatings tend to last longer when they are cleaned gently. The handle needs some attention because grease can collect around the moving parts. I wipe it down rather than soaking it. I only use the included silicone tools or other wooden and nylon utensils. Metal utensils can scratch ceramic surfaces. I also place the felt protectors between the pans before stacking them. Without those protectors, the bottoms could rub against the cooking surface. Compared with fixed handle cookware, this set is easier to store and more flexible. The trade-off is that I have to think about the handle every time I move a pan. With a regular pan, I just grab the handle. With this one, I stop and check the lock. The ceramic coating also needs gentler care than plain stainless steel. I would not expect it to handle metal tools, very high heat, or rough cleaning. If I wanted cookware that I could scrub hard and use for high-temperature searing, I would choose stainless steel or cast iron instead. I think this set makes the most sense for a small kitchen, an apartment, an RV, or anyone who needs cookware that stacks neatly. It also works well for someone who cooks on low to medium heat and does not mind hand washing. It may not be the right choice for someone who wants heavy cookware or does a lot of high-heat cooking. It also requires careful use of the detachable handle. That extra step is easy once I get used to it, but it is still something I need to remember. My experience has been mostly positive because storage was my main concern. The pans cook my everyday meals well, and cleanup has not been difficult. I just treat the ceramic surface carefully and check the handle before lifting anything hot. If you have limited cabinet space and like the removable handle setup, I think this is a reasonable set to consider. Just be prepared to use moderate heat, soft utensils, and gentle cleaning. If you have any questions about the Astercook 21 PCS pots and pan set, leave them in the comments. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more practical product reviews. Thank you for watching.